Good afternoon, Scott Rella, T3 Live. Welcome to today's recap. I have to warn you, it is 3:30. It's not 4 o'clock. I have to get going. Personal affair. Wanted to give you the proper recap. So with that said, there's still 30 minutes left of the day, and a lot of things can go on as far as what's happened so far. You know, we gapped down, 10 handles, and then we made a low, and we've come off the low, and the market feels very lethargic. You know, to me, I personally think there's a little bit more downside, that could go on. You talk about overseas, the Nikkei was down 2%. I think the Shanghai was down 1.2%. You have Europe was down 0.5% or so. And if you look at the chart of the SPX, look where we are. So far, from the November low all the way to where we are, we're right there. So with that being said, you take a closer look, and the fact of the matter is, we're not even at the 8-day moving average. So with all the hoopla, with everybody talking about growth slowing and the unemployment rate not getting better and some bad banks going on overseas, market really didn't fall apart. So you don't want to buy a dip too early because, again, look where the 8-day is, which correlates to the prior breakout. That would be a nice level to test. And then look where the 21-day is all the way down here. So you don't want to start too early. And if you look at where the rally started with the red dog reversal on that Wednesday right here at 1655, it's been quite a move. So in my humble opinion, I think that it'd be nice to do some sideways action, let some of these bases catch up, let us see some relative strength, and at some point let the 8-day move up. So we'll see what happens here. Do we hold 1735 and 1729? If we do so, that would be different than what took place here, where we broke out and failed and then saw a corrective activity, or where we broke above the prior high here, came back down real quick, and then had a corrective activity. So we'll see. Can we at least do this, have a little bit of a two-way trade? So with that said, there is some weakness across the board. There's a lot of weakness in tech, a lot of bad semiconductor names that came in today long, AMAT and a few others. And, you had to salvage a trade in some things, and some things actually worked out pretty well. AMAT, I get out of real quickly, tweeted about it. The stock had a hard time, crossing above resistance. So talked about, this 1770-ish is my stop, and then look. Okay, have high-level stops, especially if you're an active trader. Now you'll need to see what happens here if it could hold. Okay, one of the reasons why I was on alert was because you see something like Cree. Look at the size of this gap to the downside. Look at Broadcom, came out with earnings. Obviously at the lows, came off the lows, but still not something near the highs. So it was just something to do. As far as some other names that we talk about, we talked about Tesla and Solar City. What type of move could we have there? And Tesla's changed. We've talked about it, giving up the 21-day, no urgency to get back above it, and now we're in a corrective phase that could get a little bit deeper than we've seen. So if you look at Tesla right now, you will see that this was the trend that was intact all the way up to finally this ascending channel got broken, rallied up, broke below it, came back up last week when the market was pretty strong. It couldn't break out, so we came in this week saying what's next, and what happened was this. Okay, it broke below 181, and then now look where we are. So here we are. It briefly got below this, came back above. It's still trying to build a new channel, I would say, and why not? Look at the size of the move that it's had. So sideways action is okay. It's not always fast and furious to the upside, so you have to pretty much just honor that. Solar City, let's see what that did. Take this out of the way. It too is just trying to build a new base up here. It's off the lows. Here was your outside day. Follow through the next day, and now it's off the lows, and it's trying to hold the 8-day. We'll see what happens from there. As far as some high beta tech, Amazon earnings tomorrow, as weak as things are, it's still held above the prior breakout, so it looks okay. We'll revisit this tomorrow. Apple, some news out there about Icon. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but at this particular point, it is acting better. Look, they couldn't sell off the event. It opened up today. You get this out of the way, and there is your Apple. Here's where it came from. This was your last calculated trade. Now it's hovering at 524.77. Here's your next resistance. Earnings are until next Wednesday. Looks pretty good. If you're long Apple, stay the course. It's bucking the trend today, and it looks kind of strong, holding above the 8 and 21 day. Here's your last, calculated trade, and then we'll see what happens, maybe into the close, maybe tomorrow, if it starts to take out yesterday's high, which comes around 528. Today my focus was Google. Okay, Google had great earnings. We were involved in the options. It wound up being a very nice play. We wanted to see how many days will it flag. I think I tweeted the fact that I bought the options. The virtual trading floor saw that we were in long, long the stock, and and it kind of is working out. So with that being said, I just actually sold my stock. I still have the options. Really nice play. Gap up, strong close, held the top third of the range. Continuation. Look at CMG. That came out with earnings the same day. We talked about that too. Gap up, inside day, continuation. There are stocks acting healthy. Find the ones that are acting healthy if you want to be long. So with that being said, Google is now on the move still, acting very strong. And you know what? If it's at 10:45 tomorrow, I'll cry that I don't own the stock. That's what I do, but it was a nice trade, but I'll still have the options, which is why I have them, so I don't look at it as close. I have the November 8th. So with that being said, very nice trade here. Okay, stay with it. That's how you find relative strength. It showed relative strength all day. As far as some other scenarios, let's just see what the spiders are doing. Spiders are off the lows, still holding this gap, still acting okay. It looks like it's on the move right now. Facebook, I'm long a little bit. I came in short. Okay, a lot of guys knew that. It was short there. I said I want to cover into this prior breakout, see if I could buy some back. I'm long right now, and I'll probably stay long into the close. So, with that said also, we talked about some of the strength in the home builders. Okay, that was a good spot. Went positive first, still looks okay. Let's see what the utilities are doing. Also, had a push, a little bit of a topping tail, but it had a big move. Still think it's okay. We'll see what goes on there. And overall, I'd say in stride. You're in a time period right now where you have earnings. Stock selection is key. Some things can give you a way out if you're in the right ones. Some things are giving follow through like we saw with Google. Some things are still resetting up where you don't want to be over trading. Just know what you're looking at, know your time frame, keep moving and grooving because there's a lot of money out there if you're willing to adjust, see the action, and continuing to use your tier system, because if you're light on your feet when you have a little bit of corrective activity, you don't get scared out of your positions, you embrace it, you could add to it, and then when things get a little bit better, you get up and go. Real quickly, let's just talk about Bank of America, which I got stopped out of today. Overall, this was my area that I talked about where I would be stopped out. Looking pretty weak here, closing near it's on the low right here. This was that upper area. I was in it for maybe a move to the upside, a breakout, trade changed, broke to the downside. There is my stop. And then we'll see what happens. If it comes in, holds here, continues to build, this channel over time, then maybe I'll re-enter it. But I'm a professional fast money trader where I could be involved when I want to be involved. And right now, this is telling me it's not ready to break out. So I will be light on my feet. If tomorrow we get some kind of red dog reversal, comes back up, and I have a new price point to trade against, I'll try it again. As far as cores, went home long it, still acts okay. I salvaged a trade. It's still holding this breakout. If you're in it, I still think that looks fine. And as far as gold that people are asking about, you look at the gap up, you look at the inside day, it still acts okay for itself. Not something to get so excited about, but it's in the game. Gap up, going sideways. That's what happened the last time. Maybe at some point it takes out this downtrend, and then maybe you get a little bit extra follow through. So again, with that being said, there's different things to do all day long. Just keep navigating, keep focusing on what you do well, and you'll find some trades. Just continue to not read the headlines, not get all upset, not get all worried. Look at the charts, look at the price action, learn how to navigate, and you'll be just fine. See you tomorrow morning at the morning call. Have a good night.